All right. Happy winter solstice, beautiful ones. Welcome. Thank you for joining me live. And if you're joining me on the replay, hashtag replay, please let me know that you're here. I always love connecting with your energy. And if you like to drop your name, comment, say hello, let me know. I see Raccoon with Spoon. I love that name. Let me know what your real name is. That would be amazing. And I'm going to dive right into something that really was coming through today very, very strongly in terms of I would say it was like a divine download. It was a message that really came through very strongly. And it was very simple too. And some of the strongest messages are always the simplest. And it's simply this: know yourself. Know yourself. And then go and experience yourself. Experience yourself so deeply that nobody can hold a sway on you. Nobody can tell you who you are. Nobody can literally say that you are lacking this or you're lacking that, or that you need to be this and be that so that you can have what you desire to have. All of this is literally to say, we are here at the gateway where we literally are being prepared to embody the most divine aspect of us for all of us. And that divine aspect has never been missing, it's always been there. And in today's blue ray of light, that the winter solstice, the way the planets are aligned, the planetary alignment is literally supporting our ascension, supporting our consciousness in its expansion and heightening into the higher dimensions. It is so important for us to understand the whole conversation, the whole experience. How do we navigate that as a human? How do we navigate that as, how do we embrace this powerful experience, I would say, as a spiritual being living a human experience? Because ultimately, you are this beautiful divine formlessness that is pouring right into this physical vessel. And if I could just paint a picture for you, it is literally this: you are that chalice, the openness of that chalice. This is who you are, this whole thing. This is who you really are. And then it comes into this body, which is the stem. And then the opening at the bottom, the place that you can root down and anchor down and place on the table, on an altar, that is your rootedness. That is that pool of light that you walk on every day, everywhere you go. This is where you seat upon every single moment of the day, never not. And so when we become more perceptive to these subtle energies, when we become more perceptive to this level of shimmering field, the one that we cannot physically put into proof or evidence, when we become more perceptive to that, we become more knowing of who we truly are. So that when we come up against illusions, we know that this is another element in the whole drama rama of the human life. And it is here to serve our growth. It is here to serve our expansion in all ways. Everything is always happening in our favor, never not. Even in moments when we cannot understand it, always in hindsight, this is what gives you the power in hindsight to look back and say, ah, that was why that had to fall away. That is why that had to happen. And I speak from so much compassion and love. I first and foremost want to say that because having gone through, a life that has thrown me a lot of moments, I would say, where I could have said, you know what? It's so much easier to just not live here anymore. Let's just leave the planet Earth and go somewhere else. So many times it's happened. However, when you understand that you chose to come here, and we all chose to come here to experience the human ups and downs, including all the success that you had experienced and created, alongside all the disintegrations, the things that came along that you did not expect, we all can take them all as what we call wholeness. And one of the things that was coming up very powerfully is that as we move into the year of the infinite, the Wood Dragon year is very much characterized as this almost like a tree that is growing upwards all the time, right? All trees grow upwards, it grows sideways, and it's always reaching higher, ever higher. Yeah, that is who you are. And I know this for you, especially when you are a multidimensional woman. It's like we have multiple dimensions that we want to conquer, that we want to experience, and we get to experience it all. That's how it works for all of us, right? And it gets to come from a place of pure union with stillness. It gets to come from a place where you unwaveringly walk and talk and live as the divine source of your experiences. There is no exception to this. No exception. And that is why it really fuels my purpose. It really fuels my almost like a mission, I think, to infuse the sacred back into luxury, to infuse the sacred back into the most ordinary moments, let's put it that way, alike. And I put it that way because there is something in the practice of the way of tea, which is a modality that I carry as part of my lineage, as part of a tradition, and also a mastery of practice that allows me to cultivate that oneness within me. Because I get to return back to this Tao, the universe, the cosmos, and extract the wisdom and bring it forward in this vessel that I'm in as the soul. And to tap back in every day, to know that I am the divine, I am walking and allowing my soul to rise through in every experience, that is an embodied presence. That is an embodiment. It cannot be faked. I have a really fast knowing when I walk into someone's room, someone's virtual space, even, I can tell who is embodied and who is just literally speaking what she has or he has read or intellectualized. And I trust that you know that too. And oftentimes, when we find ourselves being, quite frankly, manipulated or maybe made to feel a little bit smaller than we are, or made to feel that we need something in order to achieve something else or to feel happy or fulfilled, oftentimes we already have a sense, like an energetic felt sense, that something is not quite right here, right? And yet, because we are so conditioned, and this is a conditioning that you can literally release, and it is almost like it's a process. It's a cleansing. And also it starts with the very firm decision that this is it. I am not going to continue playing to the rhyme and reason of another person, or a doctrine or a dogma that is not mine. I get to play by my own rules because I am a quantum being, because I am divine. I am all that is. And this is a powerful embodiment. It is a realization, perhaps at the beginning, for you to really step into the space and say, okay, whew, this is a lot. And what's going to happen next? And see, my throat is feeling a lot right now in the group. I can almost feel it coming through. So, Nicole, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. I don't know if you're still here, but I just saw your comment. Welcome. So, one of the things that was really coming up is that when we step into the knowing that yes, I am divine and everything is part of my co-creation, what now is that we get to really understand what we are here to create, what we are here to infuse into our lives. Every part of your energy infuses everything that you're seeing and experiencing and hearing, and everything beyond the five senses. Okay. Hello, Els. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, when I was tapping into the wood dragon energy for the year ahead that's going to come, what was coming through was that tree that I was talking about. It's really a beautiful tree that is just rising ever upward, closer and closer to what we call what we know of as the great central sun. Yeah. And this is the trajectory of humanity. There is no exception to this, as I was, I keep repeating that there is no exception to this because we have to be so cognizant. That's the first thing, because what we want to be very, 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 very aware of is our mind, the logical, linear thinking mind, has to come along with the ride. Okay. So if you're someone who has had, in immense success, a powerful, intelligent woman who has really relied on her brains to create the success that she has today, and then finding yourself maybe burnt out, because that was my experience. Yeah. Burnt out, feeling exhausted, not really finding any fulfillment or satisfaction in the things that outwardly look to everyone like, wow, that's the dream life. Then there is this invitation. There is the invitation to turn the light inward instead, to find that you have always held the key to your fulfillment, your freedom, and your deep knowing of who you are. I think ultimately the question has always been, at least from what I have heard from my clients and from myself as I journeyed upon that path, is who am I? And what am I here to do? Why does this hold so little joy for me now, when at first it felt like everything, and it just kind of like burns and burns and burns and burns, and then we come to a point where we're like, okay, I need to really come into the deepest depths of who I am. And that is the invitation here, really, to be that tree. Yeah, we are all creators. We are meant to continuously create, and we are creating from a deep rootedness in our authentic self, in our authentic vibrational energy, in our authentic field. And what that really means is really find yourself, give yourself the opportunity to allow the opportunities to drop in. That's why luxurious spaciousness, what I call luxurious spaciousness, is really non negotiable in the 2024 energetics. Because what's going to happen is the wood dragon is going to rise very quickly. And in the expansion mode, as we all know, it rises very fast, it moves very fast. And to be more conscious as we continue to come into mastery of our consciousness, of our embodiment, we get to ride the dragon instead of having the dragon go completely spiraling out of control, which oftentimes comes in the form of overwhelm. Too much on my plate, don't know what to do. Let's burn it all down to the ground. All of those things. That is literally, that is literally divine intervention, I would say. And so ultimately, everything is still happening in your favor. But what I would love for you, starting from now, if you haven't already, is to set a powerful intention on how you want to ride the dragon when you move into 2024. This is why I was in a mastermind call just a couple of hours ago, where I literally said that, I'm always here ready to be stretched and expanded by mentorships. However, I'm very selective. I literally would go for mentorships or masterminds where we get to really, really have an interaction, and live mentorships. And this has also informed the way that I'm going to run my spaces as well. And some of you already know this. I have clients that are coming in at a higher level conversation where we really literally go into the 5D, because this is where we're going. It is going to inform your 3D lifestyle. It's going to inform the way you live in the 3D, because ultimately we are all rising into the 5D, and you have to start believing that right now. You not to even believe, but literally step into that remembrance. It's like you feel that stirring, you feel the remembrance of all the things that are in you, that is already encoded deep within you, and that you have just literally forgotten, and now you're remembering. You better believe it, and really keep remembering, keep refining that remembrance, that lens of true sovereignty, the lens of really coming back to oneness. And that means that we're going to walk our own journey. Everyone is going to be on their own path. And there will be the ones who will desire to blast off and ride the dragons. And there will be the ones who are not ready to hear it for now. And also at the same time, the ones who are riding the dragon get to really practice their leadership and come from a place of compassion and lots of love. And that cannot that literally, when I speak about compassion and unconditional love, this is something that is one of the powerful aspects of the divine feminine. And when it is rooted and seated on her throne, it's not doled out unwillingly. It's not something you just give out because it's out of obligation. It's not something you just share because otherwise they will hate me for being that selfish. You know what I mean? So this is something that is really deeply rooted, and it is seated. She is seated on her throne. That is why the message that dropped in today was literally this: know yourself, know who you are, and that who you are is so much more than the physical things that you can see right now in your life, because things are going to change so fast. Everything can shift when you level up to match the truth of who you are, which is the divine expression of the cosmos, the divine expression of the universe, the divine expression of Tao. This is going to really accelerate your spiritual growth. This is going to up level your business success, your relationships. If you're calling someone in, you're going to meet your energetic match. And I really mean your energetic match. There is no pussyfooting around. The energy is very clear. So for you, as the one who is going to live through this experience, you literally have the sovereignty to choose your timeline. You get the sovereignty of, how am I going to live this time that is so powerful right now, that is asking us to rise? You can live in a way that you feel called forward into, or you can stay in the same matrix and pretend that you didn't see it. This is why I love I just absolutely cannot sit still. That's the one thing about me. And it's the ironic thing because my soul always wants to grow and be remembering how vast it's always been and how many lifetimes of powerful work it's done. And also, the work that I'm here to bring to the world is to literally sit still, to sit still enough to remember your way home to wholeness. Because when you return to stillness, you always return to source. This is not even, it's so powerful because if you look back in time, artists, singers, songwriters, composers, and all the beautiful luminaries of the art world, the creatives, and even the mathematicians, let's just put it that way, they've always wanted to reconnect with their authentic self, which is the true essence of who you are, the divinity within. And that is something that you can only really reach through stillness, because it is through stillness that God can reach you, that the divine can reach you, that the goddess can reach you. And so it is so interesting to be able to find that bridge. And every one of you, I invite you to really find that bridge where you can bridge the spiritual and the mental, where you can bridge the sacred and the ordinary, so that you can start to really see the extraordinary in the ordinary. And one of the things that I absolutely practice myself is tea ceremony, because when I start to get into ceremony, I am able to tap into the liminal space. When I move into ceremony, something unique always happens because the practice really allows one to come into the space with what we call the beginner's mind. And this is why Zen monks themselves have done this for centuries and they still do this, is that a non-verbal transmission starts to come through the leaf. And when we are in that space, the universe is literally contained in every bowl of tea that is being served. And so a lot of my clients are able to tap into a very deep place within. And for me, my personal experience this year, as with every year, it's been different. But this year, I can tell you that one of the things I was able to really experience and come back with full force and a clarity of mind and a frequency that is vibrating at a higher level, because I went so deep down into the darkness with the light that was held by tea in ceremony, was the fear of death. And it gives me, all kinds of tingles speaking about this, because I definitely will share this story a little bit more in a separate post. But I was able to kind of travel in time. Like, I was able to jump on different timelines when I was in a ceremony, where I was able to see myself as a Zen nun. And I remember seeing I had very wizened and old hands. By then, I was already at a certain age where I was very wise, and I suppose I could feel I was almost like 100-year-old nun or even more. And I remember feeling like there was this sense of, my time is about to arrive. I'm about to leave this planet. I'm going to move into the next life. And lo and behold, I was able to see the trajectory. I was able to see the timeline where I finally took my last breath, and I was moving into the liminal space in between lives. And in that story, or in that timeline, I remember hearing that when they put me to rest, this will live on. And it wasn't actually me that I was referring to. I was actually referring to the tea trees. because when I was the Zen nun, I was working on the ancient lands that was surrounded by majestic tea trees. And I had my hands, and that's why I have this beautiful, very deep imprint of that vision, is that I had my wrinkly and carved hands hugging the tree trunk. And I was asking, how can I serve you more? How can I be with you forever? And I heard Tea Spirit say to me, I will be with you forever and ever, to guide, to hold, to love. And that was when I turned the wheel of time. And I remember that there was also a chapter that was written with the words war is brewing. And so I left that chapter of my life at that. And as I was transitioning and moving through the wheel of life, I heard a voice that said that, you served, you have done so well serving Tea Spirit. Now you will reincarnate to do better. And so from a nun's life, I transitioned into this life where I am deeply nourished and blessed with so much, so that I can be here to bridge the sacred and luxury. I had to walk through the experiences of achieving and chasing the materialism, and going into all the things of like success and business and all of that, and then realizing that, okay, I see the bridge now. I see how these can connect. I see how we can all, as a collective, you know, instead of shunning abundance, shunning and saying we have to, be worthy of more, or we have to work harder for more, we literally can claim and know, and this is the mastery that you already possess in you, that you are here to remember, that you are the sacred. And what we deem as, something that we see as, ooh, high level, ooh, luxury, ooh, that is who you are as well. And to infuse the sacred back into all the things is to say, and really stake our claim and say that I am no longer going to make any decision out of lack. I am making my investment from a position of infinite power. And this is why, as a mentor, I am always going to do and say and speak in the most authentic way, because I am not here to to carry anyone, or to pull someone up from a place of lack or scarcity. I want to walk with you because I can already see the power within you. I can literally already see who you are, who you really are, even if you haven't seen it yet. And that is what fires me up. That is what fuels me. And if it stretches you, that is what it's all about. Mentorships are always meant to stretch you. This is why I would love to say this once and for all, is that, you coming into a mentorship space, you're ready to be stretched. You're ready to allow your inner dragon to unfurl so fully that you're flying off into the sky and into the cosmos. Yeah. And I really want to bring this forward in a huge way in 2024, where burnout for multidimensional women is going to be a thing in the past. It really is so much. And this is why in my world, we go deep into the mind, the body, and the spirit. Because there is no point when you can tap into different dimensions, but you cannot bring that into this dimension. We are meant to infuse the divinity that is you in this vessel. And when we walk and express and radiate that light into the world, we are changing the world just by being who we are. This is what it means. And that's why live mentorship with me is so powerful, because then we can really go into the nitty gritty of, okay, what's happening in your life right now, that we can really empower you to move forward in a more, in an infinite self, in the version that you really are. And then we keep compounding that power. And when you compound that power, as you grow in that power, you still hold so much compassion. You still hold the power of another person who may not be as advanced as you are. You still hold that vision for them. You still see them in their power. Because this is what it really means to be a leader. At least in my books, this is what I truly believe has really allowed me to grow. I've been very fortunate to meet a lot of beautiful mentors in my life that has truly led with so much power in simplicity and stillness, knowing who they are. There has never been, uh, it's just been so, it's just been such a blessing in my life. And so when I think about being a mentor that is, who's here to make a difference, it's really like, I'm not, you don't, I can literally say, I'm totally cool if I did something and the person who has received the transformation is going out there and transforming others. And I really, really just literally see that is my intention. And my intention, it fires me up and it really lights me up to see this vision of multidimensional women, and all the women, every single woman is multidimensional, let's just put it that way, living a life that is limitless, because you truly are. You truly are limitless. And when you really fully come back to that remembrance and you say, I'm ready to remember, I'm ready to embody that power, then your body is going to evolve with that intention. Your body is going to hold more, it's going to have a higher capacity to hold more, and then it will be reflected in your reality in this dimension where you also get to hold more and you get to shed more. So these things go hand in hand. And I think that's where mastery comes in, because mastery in the mystery is really about that. It's really remembering that you are the mystery. Nothing is out there to get you. You are literally that mystery. There's nothing to fear. There is no fear of failure. There is no fear of death. There is no fear of lack when you really come back to knowing who you are. When you really know who I am. I know who I am. And this is the frequency standard I am here to hold for myself, so that the other people will be inspired. But ultimately, there is only one of us in this room. There is literally one here standing, and that is the divine. And so we are all spiraling open, we are all spiraling upward. There is no exception to this. And when we can understand, and this is something that I go really deep into in my mentorship spaces, when we are spiraling, there are different elements to the spiral. So we work with different energetics in the spiral. We work with the different energetics so that we can keep moving forward, even when we find ourselves in circumstances where we can't quite understand. And here's the thing, you may call it the void, you may call it an I don't know space, like I don't know what's happening, nothing is happening, all of that. But if you know what it truly is, and it is not just a knowing, It's an embodied frequency, it's a presence where you know that this is the mystery where every potential, limitless potential exists, and therefore it looks like there's nothing. This is the everything that exists. Then you'll get so excited. You'll really rise back into that form of, okay, I know that I am that energy, that formlessness that can literally move like the dragon through these powerful spaces, and I can spiral my way through. So now where do I want to go? Which timeline do I want to pick? This is how things can shift so quickly. And we of course honoring the human form, you get to really come into a very regulated nervous system. Because we are, especially when we are working with tea is already, itself on its own is a Shen tonic. So it's a spirit opener. It opens the gateway for spirit to drop into your body. It lights up your heart. It lights up your heart, your eyes. It lights up your organs. And from there, we are really opening the heart to deeper frequencies and higher frequencies. And that's when you can really ascend. That's when you ascend with your wholeness, not with one part of you dropped away here and another part here, another part here, another part here, everywhere. You're rising as the wholeness that you are. This is the power of tea that has always lived on for thousands of years. And there is something sacred about the space that you cultivate day in, day out, with intention, with your divine presence. And there is just so much about it that contributes to the collective energy that is swirling around us right now. We talk a lot about helping humanity. Imagine deeply embodying the radiance that you are, and simply by casting your intention and your light, you are already helping humanity to ascend, because that is who you truly are. That is the power you all hold in your hands. And so to finish off, before I jump off, I wanted to say as well that if you missed one of my forecast stories that I did on Instagram, is that we are absolutely here to bring our light into all arenas and all dimensions. So apart from your multidimensional abilities, and it can be interpreted in so many ways. In my world, it means that you're jumping from 3D to 5D and 10D to 1000D. You can also see it in the way that we're bringing this into all arenas. So there will be a lot of us, I'm already seeing this, like mystics who are moving back into the so-called matrix world and bringing the light into those networks, bringing the light into all the arenas, into the marketplace with their light. And as we do this, we have to be so masterful. And you already have that mastery, but really it's about keeping your light on even in the darkest place. It's really about knowing who the fuck you are in every circumstance. There is no wavering. There is like literally, if someone pokes at you, you're just standing there and like you're smiling and you're saying, yep, I know exactly who I am. And there's no body, nothing can dim my dragon light. That is what you're going to come into mastery. And so this is something that I am here with the full heart and passion. I'm so ready to support you on this. My mastermind at Mysteries Gate is already open at a super early bird price at $39,800, $39.88. the price will rise to 88.88. So if you want to come in and really come into a high level space where we are talking about multidimensional leadership, we're really going into the quantum. We're here to really embody the divine expression that you truly are, that we all are. And we're firing up, we're transmuting all of the things as women we had to carry through the centuries, even, let's just put it that way, lifetimes of things that perhaps is still simmering and holding you back in the unconscious. We're here to transmute all of that. And in the mastermind space, you're bringing forth your power. We're going to engage in a really powerful way where there is no more hiding, there is no more holding back, and the sisterhood is just out of this world. So I'm going to be leaving the link here in the comment section. If you don't see it, just DM me, let me know. I'll be happy to send you the link. And then we also have the mastermind is also included now until 31st January for anyone who signs up for the Quiet Revolution, which is a 3-month mentorship, the only place you get live mentorship with me aside from the mastermind and the one-to-one mentorship spaces. So you also get ceremonies, activations, really getting into the powerful space where you really get to anchor into the core of your truth and go out there and do the things that you're here to do. This is what you came to do. You know that. And you'll get the clarity, you get all the powerful, you get to walk as the vortex of stillness as you do this. You're the life force, force of nature, I would say. And then, of course, when you jump into a one-to-one mentorship with me, there is the mentorship of options of 12 months, 6 months, and 4 months in Dragon Clouds. You also get the mastermind access. And of course, for the ones who are coming into the 12-month option, you will also get to go to Kyoto with me for a beautiful sacred luxury retreat. So if that is for you, it is by applications only. So please drop me a DM as well. As for the Quiet Revolution, happy to send you the link. Drop me a DM. That one goes for 77 pounds for 3 months. Payment plans are absolutely available. So just let me know, have a chat. There is no pressure. I don't do any sales tactics or whatever. So just come in for a chat if you have any questions. There is no pressure to buy or anything like that because I truly want you to make your move out of power. Like I said a couple of minutes ago, I really want you to be the sovereign being and recognizing that you get to really rise beyond all the linear construct, the linear logic based framework through this work. I really hold so much faith for this. I've seen it happen for my clients. I've seen it happen for myself. And I'm here to really blast off into 2024. So I'm happy. I'm so excited. So much is going to happen. And I'm so beyond thrilled to see the women who are already coming along and beyond thrilled to see who else is coming. So if this is for you, let's fucking go. All right, my loves, I'm going to sign off here. Happy winter solstice, sending you all big, big hugs and big love wherever you are. Allow the blue ray to come into you, pour right into you, and let the violet light rise within. Sending you so much love. Bye.